day, everyone. It's another day, and I don't know about y'all, but with only 2 sets of games last night in NBA, I don't know how well y'all did in your fantasy last night, but we're gonna talk about that today and a lot more different topics. Yeah, cut that out. Yeah, let's get started on this, man. Today, last night was crazy. I don't know what happened. I don't know about you, but I had Rudy Gay on mine. I was watching that thing, man. A lot of people didn't want to play last night because there's only 2 sets of games, and they thought this and that. But you know what? It was actually pretty good. Now, we're going to go over some of the things we did wrong last night, who we picked, some of the bums that we thought would have done good, some of the best values from last night as well. What a day, though. Only 2 sets of plays, guys, in NBA last night. I don't know how you guys did for the NBA. I want you guys to let me know how you did. Send me an email. You know what it is. SAS Atlantis 123 at gmail.com. All right, so let's see how you guys did last night, man. So basically, I'm going to tell you my team last night. And I know you guys can laugh or whatever. I don't really care. Laugh all you want. But it's a good night for me. It was an okay night for me. I can't say it's a good night. It was an okay night for me. Could have been a lot better. I just made a few picks. But it's not every day. That's every day. But you know what? On SAS Atlantis, we're all here to help each other. And we're going to all be making money. That's the whole point of this, man. Let's get this going. So let me tell you my team from last night. Yes, it must be Friday. Everybody happy today?
Friday rocks!
Okay. All right. So, at point guard, I had Chris Paul and Mario Chalmers. Now, I got to tell you, Mario had me worried in the beginning, man. I'm telling you, you're real worried. I didn't know what the hell he was doing. He had started off with 2 turnovers.
Come on!
I had no idea what this guy was doing. I also had Jimmy Butler, which was a great pick. Jamal Crawford, Rudy Gay, which was scary, man. That's scary. Scary night with Rudy Gay. I'm telling you, that shit was scary, man.
Poor baby.
I don't know if y'all watched the game last night. But this guy, he started off pretty well, but then I saw him on the bench with his ankles wrapped, and I was like, it's a wrap, So the whole point of this is we're going to go over, see the winners from last night, what it took for them to win that money, and what you could do the next time. This time, who else? Rudy Gay, Mike Dunleavy, but just below average. Could have been a little bit better, but you know what? It's going to happen. Taj Gibson, and don't laugh, people. Jason Thompson finished with a whopping 11.3 points. That was one of my bad picks. But you know what? I was low on money. I went deep with the Rudy Gay, DeAndre Johnson, Chris Paul. Those guys are pretty expensive. Even Jimmy Butler is a little expensive. But it is what it is. That was my pick. I say I didn't finish close to the top. I was out of the top by, let's see. I was out of the top 10, probably about 35 points. I was out. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but when it comes to the big fantasy daily games, you're way out, man. You need to get up there. And let's see what the number one guy had. The number one guy. Now, there was 3 winners at the top, so they split $416 each. Now, let's see. This guy's lineup is Kirk Heinrich, Darren Carlson, who went off last night. I don't know if you guys know, but this guy has been a fantasy star. Jimmy Butler, just like me, Jamal Crawford. Now, you're going to see a few of these guys have the same exact players because, as I said, there's only 2 sets last night, and that's what you're going to run into. So this is where you got to find those guys, those diamonds in that rough, because this is what you need. those diamonds are what make it. So, like, I'm gonna go through this guy's lineup, but I'm sure there are a few guys who really did it for him tonight that were low cost. Okay, so that's the key to this fantasy thing, is finding those low cost guys who are going to give you those high cost numbers. Okay, so as I said, he has Kirk Heinrich, Darren Collison, Jimmy Butler, Jamal Crawford, Omar Caspi, Rudy Gay, Blake Griffin, Taj Gibson, and Joakim Noah. So where this guy went right in comparison to mine, let's see. We're gonna go down. So I have Chris Paul. He has Kirk Heinrich. So I spent $10,100 on Chris Paul, which is not a bad thing because Chris Paul got 47.4 points. But here's what went different for him. He was able to get 23 points out of Kirk Heinrich, and then Darren Collison pretty much had the exact same as Chris Paul, just 2 points below. So for 6,800, Darren Collison, he was able to get pretty much exact same points or even more than I did, with those two guys there. Then we both had Jimmy Butler and Crawford. Omar Caspi didn't do too well, 17.2 points to my Rudy Gay, which he also has Rudy Gay as well. My Mike Dunleavy did a little bit better than Caspi. Blake Griffin went off as usual. I do not have Blake Griffin. Jason Thompson did horribly. Taj Gibson, we both had that. Joakim Noah did very well with 35.2. So that was actually expected. But if you look at where he beat me, was those point guards, because I spent $10,100. Now, if I had spent a little bit less money, I could have got a much better power forward. So here's a lesson right there. I fucked up on my point guards, because Chris Paul is a great pick. Don't get me wrong, but you don't want to be stuck picking a Jason Thompson, or being forced to pick somebody down there at power forward, because that's where he killed me. He was able to make up those points with the point guard by saving that money and then getting a great power forward for 9,400 like Blake Griffin, and mixing it with Taj Gibson, who's a very above average points getter in terms of fantasy points here. Okay, so that's all it is, really. So you can win this. I can win it. You can win it. It's just we gotta make those smart decisions. And I know you're thinking, you guys just got lucky. You don't know. But really and truly, there's guys that are doing this every day. They're finding these diamonds in the roughs. And it really helps, because when you put those guys like the Blake Griffins together and look at the Chris Bosh and Blake Griffins together, you're getting 45 points from these guys in a night together. Then you know what happens, right? So that's just the thing. And fantasy, what a great thing. What a great thing. If you love it, let me know. Tell me why you love it. Tell me how you doing. How can you get better? That's the whole point of this podcast. You know what I'm saying? So this is that for this day. Coming up later today, we're probably going to drop some more picks. But that was a recap of that one. I want to take a look at some other winning teams from last night on Fanduel. Let's see. We're just going to go through here and find some more winners. That's what I like to do, man. Don't ever just pick a thing and then forget about it and then go the next day. You got to analyze. You got to take a look at who are these guys who are cheap that are doing this day in and day out, because those guys got to make your roster. And when it's time for you to pick, then it's time for you to win. You know what I mean? Don't go into this blindly thinking this is just another lottery. This ain't no lottery. Take your time. Pick your players. Pick smart. And you will see some money coming in. Okay? Now, it isn't easy to win the ones with, like, a lot of people in it, like thousands of people in it. And just for the fact that of it being that you are going against pretty much every possibility there is out there. Now, if your possibility is the correct one, then that's great, and you win big money. So that's the good thing about it. You know what I mean? You're not spending much money to win a lot of money anyways. I mean, you spend more money on your Tim Hortons every day, don't you? So, like, this is a good chance to win some money doing this thing. But if you guys want to build up some money slowly and have a better chance, I'm telling you that 50-50 leagues, if you are doing your homework on these guys, you will guarantee to be in that top 50 every time. I have not lost yet since I've joined Fanduel in a 50-50 league. And I'm not bragging. I'm knock on wood. I'm hoping I keep it alive, but you never know. But anyways, let's get back to this. I want to see some of the top winning guys from last night, because I want to really see what was the difference in their game that I messed up in. So let's see. Take a quick look here. So this one here is the same one. Oh, that's the same one there, man. I don't know if I could see the ones I wasn't in. Let's take a look at this other one here. And I tell you, like, I struggled last night because I was thinking about picking up Shabazz Napier over Mario Chalmers. Now, I heard Mario's been playing very well lately. So that kind of drove me to pick Mario over Shabazz. Now, Shabazz had a pretty good game last night. 17 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 2 turnovers. Now, don't get me wrong. Mario Chalmers had a decent game as well. He had 13 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 3 steals, but 3 turnovers. So that's 3 points he lost on those turnovers, which is only a difference of 1 between Shabazz. Shabazz ended up with more points. Now, the difference, and it may not seem like a lot, but the difference in price is, let's see here, 1,500. So just over 1,500. Okay, so about 1,800 difference in points. So if I had picked Shabazz, I would have got more points, one, and I would have a little bit more money to spend on my power forward. So those are just the little details and little things. And I tell you something, man, if your gut tells you something, go with your gut with these things. A lot of times we try to overanalyze. And when you overanalyze, guess what happens? You end up second guessing yourself, and then you go ahead and go with the consensus or what everybody else is going with. But sometimes this thing is just a gut instinct, and you got to go with your gut. That's the one thing you got to learn. All right, so let's get this. Let's see who else they had. They got Darren Collison, Jimmy Butler, Jamal Crawford, James Ennis, which was a horrible pick, but he still ended up winning because of what he had at the bottom. Like, man, Rudy Gay, Blake Griffin, Taj Gibson, Chris Bosh. And that's what those value picks do for you. You're able to have a lineup like that. That's almost some sure points right there, man. And that's why you finished number 1. So these are things that you got to pay attention to and just keep getting better at. And that's pretty much it. So, yes, make sure you check out some of our free picks today. We're going to post that up later on. Okay? My boy, the Coolest, is going to drop his picks for today. We're going to post those up for his free picks. This guy is shooting at about 60% for the year. Okay? So this guy is going off. So we're going to see how he does tonight. Get you guys those free picks. If you guys want to hit up some premium picks, you got to hollow at the Coolest. We're going to get him up on this. Make sure everybody knows who he is, because he's the guy doing the picks for us. He's the guy sitting there all day studying these numbers and crunching these numbers for you. So, like, give him some love. And thank you all. This has been another SAS Atlantis podcast. Look out for the next one. Thank you all, and I'll see you tomorrow.